Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday morning, September 9th. Meteorologist Jessica Blum here with a lot to get to in regard to overnight storms, really. We've had across really Nebraska from Monday evening into early today. We're going to talk about rainfall reports, what I've had so far this morning, a little bit about the forecast through the end of this week, and then an early look at your Husker game day forecast for this upcoming game against Houston Christian. So early today, I've had some talks about the severe thunderstorm warnings that were issued for portions of Nebraska. You can see up toward Valentine, really. That's up this way. Down toward Kearney, also a few severe thunderstorm warnings through there. There were a couple from Seward into Lancaster County for the city of Lincoln, and then down just east of Beatrice through this morning, largely for a hail threat. Quarter, if not a little bit bigger than that in some areas. We'll turn to storm reports now. These are what we use to kind of verify those warnings for the National Weather Service in some ground truth, if you will, for what actually happened. We did get a couple reports of hail at a quarter-inch, if not half-dollar size, in and around Valentine yesterday evening. And then there was a thunderstorm related wind gusts up to 65 miles an hour toward Brownlee just a little after 7:30 Monday night. Then down toward Kearney, this is what we had for storm reports. In Miller, about nickel-size hail just after midnight. Then Kearney up to quarter-size hail closer to almost 1 a.m. in town. And then as storms continued to develop and really a line developed over southeast Nebraska, did have some heavy rain, did have a little hail, but haven't had any reports as of this morning. So if you were up, had time to measure the hail, took a picture of it, we'd love to see it and hear from you because, as you can see, the reports are lacking across southeast Nebraska from overnight. Rainfall reports through about 8 a.m. this morning look like this. At least a couple tenths of an inch for a lot of us. It was 3/10 of an inch in Lincoln, if not a little bit more. That's at the airport. We measured that here at the station. All of that happened in about 20 minutes time. Have had some higher reports that I'll show you here in Lincoln in a second. There was about half an inch toward Kearney and Hebron. And then down toward Beatrice, what I've had so far, close to half an inch, if not a little bit more. Blue Springs is in Gage County, and they had a little more than that, 3/4 of an inch. But Fairbury, Elmwood, over an inch. Now, University Place on the northeast side of Lincoln, they did report, or I had a viewer report to me over an inch of rainfall out that way. And then Tobias, a little less than an inch through this morning. I will say, we've been cooler than 80 degrees for quite some time. This extensive fall preview has been so nice, but we've been careful to try and call this, for the most part, false fall, fake fall, because if you've lived in Nebraska, usually we get like another week or so of summer, and then fall comes back around. So I think our week of summer's kind of loading up this week. We've been cooler than 80 for 10 straight days here in Lincoln, going back to late August 29th to be exact. That streak looks to come to an end today as the clouds diminish. We'll try for 80 here in Lincoln. That would end the streak. Many of us will be in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees across southeast Nebraska with a southerly breeze around 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's a live look in Beatrice just after 8 a.m. this morning. The sun trying to poke out. A lot of cloud cover overhead. And you can see the storms moving on to the south and east. They've really diminished. There is one cell trying to redevelop here in Pawnee County toward Burchard and Pawnee City. So maybe a little more lightning, and some heavy rain for a select few with that isolated storm down that way. As I zoom out across the state, clearing skies in central and southwest Nebraska have led to some dense fog formation. They are under a dense fog advisory until about 9 or 10 a.m. this morning for a little bit longer. But the breakdown in your temperatures throughout Tuesday looks like this, and how we get to about 80 degrees later today. Stormcast showing some of that early morning low-level cloud cover and fog diminishing later today, as do the storms as they move south and east by 4 o'clock, mostly sunny skies. Isolated storms, though, popping up in western Nebraska, in and around potentially North Platte, if not mainly toward Ogallala and southwest Nebraska, even overnight, before those are diminishing tomorrow morning. For now, and even in the latest update, the Storm Prediction Center has kept far southwest Nebraska in that marginal risk. for some hail and some damaging wind. We're kind of on the northern edge of this risk that extends down into the Texas Panhandle for this evening. Now, beyond today, chances for rain get rather small until late Saturday into Sunday. So I'm thinking the Husker home game should be warm and dry. You'll see we're warming to then, too, up around 90 by Friday and Saturday. Should have more of that muggy feel by the middle and end of this week as the dew point temperatures rise. But here's your early Husker forecast. Kickoff at 11 a.m. against the Huskies. Should be around 80 degrees, warming to close to 90 in the afternoon. The end of that one's going to be hot with mostly sunny skies. 10-day forecast, again, late storm chances Saturday into Sunday, and then we've kept small chances in the forecast through early next week as temperatures will cool down just a little bit.